Hello, it's Melinda from Alexis and Melinda's Art Space. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Coming at you today with a art journal page, a magazine collage art journal page. So no paint, no ink, no getting messy, just cutting magazine pages out and doing some pen work at the end. So I start with a background page. I'm working in my altered art book, trying to get the last few pages done so I can put this one up on the shelf and call it done. So I loved this background image page, and it didn't matter that it had that white writing on it, as I knew I was going to cover it up anyway, so just trimming it down to size. Working at about an A5 size, so for you Americans, or in the other, it's about an 8 by 11 inch piece of paper, 8 by 12, and you fold it in half, and that's about the size I'm working on, or it's half an A4 sheet of paper. So just trimming off the edge. See some of my other beautiful pages. So just using a normal glue stick to stick it down. I had an idea as I was flipping through a magazine of what I wanted to do. It didn't quite turn out how I wanted it, but I really like the effect of it. I love magazine collage. It's so much fun to take random pictures, and you'll see a few random pictures I take and make them into something different. So I found this horse's eye in a equestrian sort of magazine, and I loved it. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to take the horse's eye and put something else in the eyeball part of the eye? And still there it looks like a horse's eye. Probably before I cut it out it looked more like a horse's eye, but I also wanted to show off a lot of that background as well. So as I said, this sort of loses the shape of the horse's eye, but it's still a really nice shape to put on the page. So now it doesn't look like a horse's eye at all. So I've had this small person that beautifully fitted in the eye. So just now wanting to cut the eyeball out of the horse, so do some horse surgery with my scalpel knife there. And my beautiful dirty cutting mat. I must get a new one and actually not put paint near the new one and leave this one for painting. I usually prefer to do all my fussy cutting with scissors, but that time I decided to grab the knife out and have a go at the knife, with the knife. So when I placed this back down, I didn't like the busyness of the background and putting the girl in the middle. It wasn't the look I was going for. It sort of seemed too busy, and I didn't cover up enough of those white words, which I thought I did. I sort of had an idea in my head of what I wanted this to look like, and it just wasn't going there. So then I thought I need something to back the girl onto. So there was a bunch of words on the back of one of the pages, so I thought, oh, perfect. So I decided to glue what was the horse's eye onto the back of the magazine page with the words on it, and then put the girl on top of the words, which worked out really well. It's something about cutting up magazines and sticking things down that brings you back to your childhood. The first form of art we ever did was sticking and pasting at Kinder, when you'd pull out all different sorts of stuff and put them on. So I like how the girl fits, and then I found a big oversized hat just for added dramatics. I like the oversized hat, it looks really cool. I usually like to keep in proportions with my collages, but this one I decided just to do, like, the horse and the person in proportion was huge, and then the hat was out of proportion as well. So what am I cutting out now? I'm cutting something to put on the bottom right hand corner, the right hand part of the page, but I'm not sure what it is. I'm sorry if you can hear my sniffling and my voice seems a bit funny. My daughter has brought home a cold from school. I told her she could leave the germs at school. She doesn't need to bring them into the household, but yes, we're probably going to be sick for a few days. So I thought before I got really bad, I'll get a couple of videos up and scheduled. So that's actually a little, I believe it's a little trophy, is it? No, it's a girl. Sorry. It was a trophy, I used it in another one. So it's a dressed up girl down at the bottom. It just needed something to break the edge of what was the horse's eye to the other one. So I really like how this page turned out at the end. It's really cool. I love collecting magazines and going to the op shops and scouring for different ones. I have a lot of fashion ones at the moment, and they're great. I also have a few National Geographic ones which have different images in it, but I'm always on the hunt for different types of magazines. Even some of the blokey ones are really good. So now I've taken a white paint pen, and I believe this is my Sharpie. Is it my Sharpie? Some kind of white paint pen, and decided to do some sketchy outlining and making it a bit more artistic than just magazines stuck together. So I like to outline the different layers, and it gives it a bit more dimension than just the layers sitting on top of each other, and then I go ahead and doodle over some of the details in the background, turning it more into abstract than realistic. So you can still see the shapes and what they are, but they do turn a bit more abstract and a bit more artistic as well. So doing some dots and circles all over the background. Dots and circles, you ask why? I have no idea, I just felt like it at the time. A lot of my art is like that, it's whatever I feel like. As you can see, there's a roller tape under the book. I find this was a very thick book. It started off with 1 inch, and now the spine's about 2 inches and it's popped out of its binding. So working on the first couple of pages, it's really hard, and usually they're on an angle, so I popped a roll of masking tape under the book just to prop it up and have it flat. So just continuing to do a lot of doodling. I love doodling over magazines. It's so much fun with a couple of paint pens, and that paint pen was giving me a bit of grief that night, as in not wanting to work. Do you all like magazine collages, or do you find that some people call it cheating in art to use magazines in your art? But collaging is actually a great form of art because you can have not much artistic ability and you can still make a masterpiece. So I decided the edge of the horse, what was the horse face, needed some checkers around it. What else do I do? And I'm sorry it's still upside down. I left it upside down after I'd worked on the top bit. Oh, there I go, I decided to move it back down. So just adding a few more dots and details to match the bottom in with the top. I don't know what really else to say about this one. Oh, I might say welcome to all my new subbies while I've got a few minutes. We have had a bustling amount of you come on board in the last few weeks, which is fantastic. My daughter and I share the channel, and we do a lot of art journaling, mixed media. I'm getting back into my scrapbooking, which is great. Alexis loves to pot around. I decided that the back, the white bit there, wasn't as dramatic as the front, so it was being a bit lost because it didn't really have any doodling on it. So I grabbed a Sharpie marker and decided to sort of put lines over where the words were, and I love the effect. It looks like, you know how sometimes you can get those fake sunnies or those fake sunnies or that have the lines across them that look really cool? It sort of ended up looking like that, which was nice. So just going over a bit more definition with the black Sharpie, and then I think I'm just about done. Really happy with how this page turned out. Definitely try this one again, just with some magazine collage and some black and white textures. Amazing what you can do. Thanks for watching. Catch up with you next time.